Liz has been dating Malcolm for a year and believes she's finally found her soulmate. Malcolm invites her to spend the weekend at his secluded house deep in the woods, and Liz sees this as the beginning of a new chapter in their relationship. But the trip turns out to be far less idyllic. Something horrifying lurks in these woods, and it seems to have taken an interest in Malcolm's guest. Osgood Perkins, son of legendary Hollywood actor Anthony Perkins, has become the new golden boy of Western art horror, winning over critics and audiences alike with his one-two punch of the phantasmagoric thriller Longlegs and the pitch-black horror comedy The Monkey. Keeper is the poor cousin of those films, shot, so to speak, with spare change. In 2023, the Hollywood writers and actors strikes forced Perkins to halt work on the studio project The Monkey. Not wanting to sit idle, he turned to the modest independent feature Keeper, which he managed to shoot during the shutdown without involving guild members. The screenplay was written by Canadian Nick Leppard, also the writer of another notable 2025 horror movie, Dangerous Animals. The film takes place across a handful of forest locations in Canada and features only 4 actors, most of the screen time going to Canadian Tatiana Maslany, the star of the cult series Orphan Black, who also produced the film. Not that this is particularly remarkable considering The Creeper somehow ended up with nearly 30 producers, including Malcolm's actor Rossif Sutherland, son of Donald Sutherland and younger brother of Kiefer Sutherland. To skip ahead, Keeper didn't make a splash. It flopped at the box office and didn't greatly impress critics. But honestly, that feels rather unfair. Sure, it lacks the distinct authorial voice of Longlegs and the gleefully anarchic energy of The Monkey. It's a comparatively traditional horror film, but an extremely effective one, showcasing Perkins' strengths as a director. A chilly atmosphere, inventive visualization of fear, and excellent work with actors. Starting with the latter because Tatiana Maslany carries much of Keeper, and her performance is genuinely phenomenal. She convincingly plays a woman no longer young, afraid but desperate to believe in the romantic fairy tale Malcolm seems to offer. She's not 20 anymore, she knows better than to expect miracles and subconsciously anticipates a catch. But she ends up facing things far worse than anything her anxieties could invent. Maslany is extraordinary in the role. Every shade of emotion is precise, layered, and devastating. Cinematographer Jeremy Cox, Perkins' frequent collaborator, creates a gorgeous folk horror atmosphere. Ancient forests drenched in green, the murmur of mountain streams, the rustle of fallen leaves underfoot. You sink into this world from the first frames, you can practically smell the wooden cabin, feel the chill of dawn mist. It's a perfect vessel for the kind of suspense Perkins builds, insidious, dreamlike, dissonant, making you question how much of what you see is real. He doesn't unleash genuinely horrific imagery until the climax, but the entire first hour sustains the tone of a dark fairy tale, one of those classic European ones where someone might lose their head at any moment. Keeper has a metaphorical undercurrent, though in 2025 there's hardly any point announcing it. Of course, it's a parable about patriarchy and toxic masculinity, full of symbolism and coded illusions. But here, all of that feels unusually organic, logical, grounded, not like a poster slogan manifesto, but like a bitter meditation built around a single question. Why is it like this? Why is there always a catch? Why does happily ever after exist only in fairy tales? And why must the chocolate cake, on which a key plot point rests, taste like shit?